Okay. Hello, everybody. This is James, and this is Miss Emily. Y'all hear us talk about her all the time, and we are here. Everybody, this is James, and I'm gonna mute myself. So, we are right here. Unfortunately, Jessica's not home. Miss Emily and I are here at the house by ourselves, and she woke up, so she's going to be joining me here for the live tonight. I'm trying to wave. You want to see everybody? Say hi. Say hi. So, we are having a great time. Hello, everybody. Hi, Pilfer, Polgara, Granny Doe, Curious Bear. Thank y'all for joining us today. Hope y'all are having a great New Year's and getting ready for a wonderful night. Jessica's actually out at her dad's with family and doing stuff out there, and I am here with Emily. I'm trying to find my chat. I'm actually using my phone to follow the chat, so I'm trying to find it. Your channel. There we go. And let me get on live chat instead of top chat. And there we go. So, hope everybody's having a great night. Hope everybody's having a great night. Hi, Michael. So, Jessica's in the chat. She's on Prosperous Caregivers. Hi, Trekker for Life, Adventures with the Husbands. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. So, we've been having a great time. We've been doing a lot of good stuff. We are getting things organized and cleaned up. This will probably be the last live from this setting because I'm actually moving stuff into my other room. I just didn't get it all done tonight before the live started. But we got the workroom cleaned out a lot more. I got a lot more space. Hi, Robin. I hope y'all had fun over at Grimes's. That was an interesting find there at the end. Hi, James. Thank you so much for everything you do for all of our channels, James. You and Storage Pilfer, y'all do a great job keeping the chats moderated. So I appreciate what you guys do. Hi, Sherney. So I got some things that I wanted to chat about tonight. We got a lot of great stuff going on. We did some scavenging today, actually, and some of it will show up in our video coming up. I got some stuff I'm going to show here in a little bit, but it'll be all shown tomorrow. Got some auctions going on that we just listed a couple hours ago and already getting some action on them. So the video games that I found the other day, I decided I've got so much to do right now. I've got so many places to be. I decided not to go through the hours of researching each and every individual game. So I'm just lotting them up and selling them off. And I'm already actually getting some bids on the auctions. So those are live on my eBay right now. So got some good stuff going on there. Hi, Joyce. Catching up on the chat here. I don't know if Grimes has come in yet. I don't know if he saw it. I sent him a message on Facebook with a link, so he might join us here on the live if he checks his Facebook and sees that I sent him a link to the chat to join in. So how's everybody doing? Y'all leave me a comment down in the chat. Let me know how y'all New Year's are doing, what y'all's plans are, and what your goals are for the new year. What are y'all planning on doing? I'm going to be sharing some of my goals and some of the things that we're doing here at the Storage Scavenger throughout the night. Hi, Betty Webb. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. I know it's New Year's. I know a lot of people have a lot of things going on, but I appreciate y'all spending some of y'all's New Year's time with us. Jessica's in the chat, but she's not here. For those of y'all that just came in, this is Emily. She's our daughter. This is the one that we talk about that's disabled. She has a rare brain malformation. She hasn't been feeling well, so Jessica decided to leave her at home. And she was sound asleep until about 15 minutes ago, and then she decided to wake up right in time for my live. So she's going to join me tonight. Junk Eliminator. Go out and buy it. I bought my first unit on Storage Treasures for $10. It had a couch and 2 totes. The couch is sitting in my living room. You've probably seen some of my videos where I'm sitting on it. It's the leather couch that we sit on sometimes. And the 2 totes, I opened one of the first totes, and right on top was a pair of Nike Jordans. And I was hooked. Every item, I haven't even sold everything out of that unit. Some of that stuff's still over in my storage. Some of it's some of the clothes we're going to be donating. But every item that we did sell, we sold for more than what we paid for the unit. So, and I've sold quite a few items that were in those totes. So, severely autistic. Yeah, she doesn't have autism. She has a rare brain malformation called holoprosencephaly. And so her brain did not fully form. She has severe cerebral palsy, and she's nonverbal. I don't know if y'all can hear. I don't know if y'all can pick that up, if the mic's picking that up, but that's about the most noise she makes. So, but she's a blessing. She's been so precious to us. We were told she wouldn't survive birth, and here she just turned 6 years old. So, we're doing great, and we are so blessed to have her and Jesse. Of course, Jesse's with mom, so don't get to see his cute little face. If you'll follow me on Instagram, I shared a picture the other day. I'm Storage Scavenger over on Instagram. If y'all aren't following me there, I showed a picture the other day of Jesse playing with one of the toys he got from the Hailstorm auction. Actually, the little raccoon toy he was playing with. He loves that thing. So good, Storage Pilfer. I've been waiting for you to post that video. You need to get one out there. So we have a lot of things that we're working on. Some of my goals for this year, I plan on building up my eBay more. Right now, I'm actually up to almost 80 items on my eBay. I've been listing like crazy the last few days. My goal is to get it up to about 300 items. They recently, just a few weeks ago, lifted my limits to 500, but I've been so busy cleaning out units that I haven't had the chance to list that much. So now I've got all this stuff to list, and I'm just listing as fast as I can right now. So that's one of my short-term goals, to get it up to about 300, and then I'm going to just maintain it between 300 and 500 items is about where I want my eBay store. I'm also started listing stuff on OfferUp this week, so we're testing that app out. So far, I haven't had any offers on my OfferUps, but I got a few items listed up there, and we're testing it out. Yeah, we got to clean up the rest of the house and the living room, get the rest of the storage stuff out, and get more room. I've also got to get like my office area moved into my office and out of the kitchen. So that's some of our kind of short-term goals that I'm planning on working on here in the next few weeks. Long-term, though, I plan on building up our business. Right now, we're making it, but we're struggling. We got a little bit. We got money coming in, but we got to get more coming in. And I plan on building it up to where by this time next year, I should have at least 1, if not 2 employees working for me full-time to help me do all these units. So I'll be not only paying myself, but paying other people. Part of that's going to be building up better, getting better at the sales side of things. But part of it's going to be, I've been learning so much from Jeremy and Justin and all the great YouTube channels out there on how to profile units and how to pick better units. And that's one of the things that we've been working on a lot. Most of these units that I just went through, I had already bought before I met Justin and Jeremy. So now that I've met them, I spent some time learning from them, not only when we were doing the collab last month, but also just chatting with them back and forth since then. Um, I am definitely getting better at profiling and picking out units. And once we get some things sorted out and get some more space, we're going to definitely be buying some more units and better units. Um, don't forget, this is also going to be a question and answer. So if you have questions, make sure y'all leave them in the chat, and try to tag me in the questions so that I see them. Uh, so we had a pretty cool find. I'm going to be sharing everything that we found later on. Hi, Danny May. Thank you for joining us, Danny May. Oh, we got 20 people in. We're doing good tonight. Man, we're getting a big crowd coming in. Yeah. Yeah, she does communicate in her own ways. Definitely. She's kind of tired right now. She's usually very lively and very talkative. She likes to look at herself. I'm surprised I don't think she's noticed the camera. Excuse me. Um. So, but let's see. I've got 3 lots of video games up on eBay right now. We just listed them. I've already got some bids on one of them. So that's already starting to go. Actually, I just got a notification. I got another bid on one of the others. So 2 of my 3 lots of video games now have bids on them. Cool. So we're doing, things are moving forward. Things are going really well. If y'all didn't see my series earlier last week, those Nikes that I bought a pair of Nikes the day after Christmas. Listed them on Friday, sold them on Saturday. So that was a really good flip. And I'm doing more, flips and trying to get some stuff listed and out the door, and trying to find some of those quick flip items. That's one of the things I'm looking for as I search through all the stuff I found in storage units. Is I've got to get stuff tested and listed. Yeah, she is. She's our cutie pie. Yeah. You saying hi? You want to wave? You gonna smile for everybody? Look right there. Yeah. Thank you, Danny Mae. Jessica's actually in the chat. She's on the other. She's on her phone. She's actually over at her dad's, but she's on her phone in the chat. So. Did I ever live in the Amarillo area? I did not. However, my uncle did. In fact, my uncle went to school at West Texas State back when it was West Texas State up in Canyon. Now it's part of Texas A&M, but back then it was West Texas State University in Canyon, which is right next to Amarillo. And that's where he graduated from college. I did live kind of in the Texas Panhandle. We lived around La Mesa, which is just south of Lubbock. Then we moved to San Angelo. Then I moved to Dallas. I've lived all over. So. Yeah, listings they don't take a lot of time. I missed something. Pros and cons. What do you say? I'm trying to find what your question was, Pilfer. I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing what you said, the pros and cons, but I didn't see what you said originally. Yeah, a lot of my family, my grandparents lived in Lamesa, which is just south of Lubbock. I have a cousin that lived in Lubbock for a long time. He went to Texas Tech. Um, and I got family that still lives in Lamesa. That whole area, Brownfield, Lamesa, Midland, Odessa, that whole area is filled with my family. So um, they lived out there. My grandparents grew up in a little town called Sparrenburg. Uh, it's not even a dot on the map anymore. I mean, it was a tiny little town back in the Depression when they grew up there. Uh, so yeah, I plan on teaching her how to list. Part of it, I'm still learning how to do a lot of it myself, so it's hard to teach somebody when I'm still learning how to do it. Um, but I am showing Jessica how to do. I am going to show Jessica how to do some of that when she has the time. Oh, has reselling changed my life? Yes. Pros and cons. Your fate is in your hands, and if you don't list and sell, you don't make any money and you don't pay your bills. That's just flat out the way it is at this game. You gotta sell stuff to make money, and if you're doing it full time, your fate and your entire family's fate is in the hands of you selling this stuff. Um, Pros, it got me out of a job I absolutely hated. I had been fighting to get out of that job. I worked in that job for 6 years. I was trying to get out of there for 5 of those 6 years. But I needed the paycheck. And reselling has gotten me to a point where I felt comfortable enough to, maybe not necessarily have everything I want. We've had to make some sacrifices here and there as we build up the business, but I also know that I have the potential as I get better at the selling, as I get better at buying units, and as I get better at doing all this stuff, I have the potential to make 100 times more than I made there. I only made $35,000 a year in my last year there as a supervisor, and that was my highest paid year out of the 5 I worked there. So, I didn't have a huge income to replace. That's one of the other things that you got to realize. I was able to do it very quickly, but I didn't have a huge income to replace in the first place. I see some people that are trying to replace their income, but they have $100,000 a year job that they're trying to replace. That's going to take you longer to build up to than I had to go. I had to build up to a $30,000 a year income plus covering my business expenses. And we had working on that low paying job for so long, we had trimmed our budget so far down. We paid off all of our debt, so we didn't have huge expenses. And that's one of the other things that I would say is, if you want to do this and if you want to make this your full-time job, get out of debt, because debt will kill your dreams. Debt will keep you from being able to pursue the things that you want to pursue in your life. I work in a cash flow lifestyle. Whatever I can cash flow is what I do. I'm a big proponent of Dave Ramsey's plan. I teach his financial plans to other people. That's one of the things that I did. That's one of the things we did. This is part of how we got started in this business, was working his plans. And that's what I say is, one, you've got to know what your income level is, but you've really got to know, it's been some struggles, but at the same time, we knew that going into it. We had some money set aside in savings. We knew that it was going to be some short months while I got it off the ground. So we had money in savings for a few months to get us off the ground. And that's part of why I was able to take a month and not really sell anything, because we had money. We knew we had the money set aside to pay the bills, so I could do that. Otherwise, I would have taken a totally different approach to how I handled things over the last month. If I was dependent on making those sales to make ends meet, I would have been pushing sales and saying I'll figure out how I'm going to empty those units later. But some of our goals right now, I plan on our personal income being at least $50,000 to $60,000 a year, uh, and our other income, as well as the business revenue being, at least $100,000 to $200,000 a year by the end of next year, so that I can be paying other people to do stuff for me. That's one of my big goals right now, is to hire some people to help me. Um, and I plan on being there by the end of the year. Um, I'm planning on doing more with YouTube. I'm trying to. That's actually part of why I want some people to help me. I want one person that's just there to run the video camera. I want to hire somebody because Jessica can't do it all the time. I want to hire somebody to run the camera for me when I'm out at the units and to help me videotape this stuff so we can get better shots, we can get better video. And I want to be able to start moving forward. I want to improve my videos a lot over the next year, improve my content that I'm sharing here on YouTube. I love YouTube. It does, and this is something I talk with Pilfer about this a little bit. YouTube does slow me down a lot. I spend a lot of time recording, having to set up a shot, stopping. Oh, wait. Yeah, I know I'm in the middle of this, but I got to stop and set up this shot, or I got to stop and record this. So it slows you down because you have to think about what you're recording and how things look on camera. But at the same time, I love this community and I love the people that I've met here. And I want to do more to help other people that are coming up in this business. I started this, I'm not an expert at this by any means, but I'm here to share my experiences, share my journey, and hopefully share a newbie's perspective to people that are just brand new starting into this. I love Jeremy, I love Grimes, I love Pirate, I love Storage Stalker, I love all these guys, but they've been doing this for so long. A lot of them have forgot what it's like to start. They've forgotten what it's like in the very beginning when they're new. And so I'm trying to share people, this is what it's really like when you're just starting out. This is where you've got to focus on. And I'm sharing, the mess I've made on my stuff because I want to help other people avoid making the mistakes I've made. So whenever I give advice to people, that's not necessarily what I did. It's not being a hypocrite. It's, hey, this is a mistake I made. I want to help you avoid that mistake. So that's one of the things that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to share some of the mistakes and some of the struggles I'm having to go through so other people can see, hey, if I do that, this is the results I'm going to get, and they can do something different and do it better than I did. That's part of what I'm trying to do with my channel. That's why I'm, showing the fact that I'm spent the last month cleaning out storage units instead of selling stuff. And that's why I'm showing, the mess of my house and the stuff that I'm doing. And, it's not flattering to me. I can tell you, it's kind of embarrassing to show off my house the way it looks. But I want people to see, hey, if you don't get yourself organized, this is what you're going to wind up with. And so that's one of the things that I'm having to do. And I've been disorganized for years. This isn't something that just happened because I started my business. I was already disorganized before I started my business, and being in business for myself just compounded it. So that's something I'm trying to improve. Scooby snacks. Oh, I love Scooby snacks. Hey, did you see that? Top Express caregivers. That's your mama's. Yeah, that's your mama. Say hi, mama. Say hi, mama. Ooh. Fighting going to sleep. Oh, you must be talking about Jesse, Jessica. Is he giving you trouble over there? Hey, Junk Eliminator, that's a great idea. That's what I've been doing. That's even though it's kind of embarrassing to show off some of the stuff I've been showing and showing what my house looked like. I wanted to be honest and authentic and real with people and say, this is what it's like. If you don't get yourself organized, this is what you're going to be facing because this is what I did. And some of that's, you got to realize too, some of that stuff is I was buying units for months before I left my job, and I didn't have the time to sell it because they were working me. Some things happened at the place I was working. I was working at a prison, and we lost some of our other supervisors. And I was a salaried supervisor, and I was working extra overtime and not getting paid for it. And there was all this other mess going on. But basically, I didn't have time to sell because I was getting up, going to work, coming home, going to bed, getting up, and going back to work. So I piled up all this stuff that I had before I left my job. And then when I said, okay, I got to get this stuff straightened up and organized, my wife, who I love dearly, said, oh no, there's a live auction going on. We need to go to the auction. And well, I know me and I know my addiction to buying storage units, so I didn't want to go. And I fought her tooth and nail on going to the auction. We went to the auction and I wound up buying 5 units that I didn't have any place to put. So, that just compounded my mess. And now I've spent the last month and a half straightening out that mess. And now I'm just now getting to where I'm actually in a place where I can start selling all the stuff. So that's what I'm doing. In fact, one of the things that we're doing is, since we've got such beautiful weather here in Texas, we can do this. I know a lot of y'all can't do it where y'all live, but we're having a garage sale this weekend, and it's going to be all storage stuff. It's basically going to be a flea market run without having to pay the flea market fees. So we're going to be having a big, huge garage sale out in our front yard this weekend. Loading up the yard with storage unit stuff. I'm loading up my eBay. Like I said, I'm up to almost 80 items on eBay now. I was down to 50 3 days ago. So I've been hitting the listings pretty hard lately. I'm guessing I guess Grimes didn't come in. I haven't seen him in the chat. Is Justin, if you're here, can you say hi? I guess he didn't come in. I got a cute little thing, but I was hoping Justin would come in so he could see it. So we went to the grocery store today. I wasn't planning on buying any stuff for sales or anything. We were actually going and just getting a few. We went to get a prescription for Emily and pick up a few items for the house. But I got some toys and stuff that I'm going to be showing off tomorrow. But I caught this, and as soon as I saw this, I thought of Justin. I had to buy it. Unicorn horns, glitter. They're glitter unicorn horns. Poopsie. I saw those and I thought of Justin and his unicorn horns, and I was like, oh, I have to get that. Danny May asked the question and I missed it. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, Locker Nuts is awesome at filming on his own. But he's also learned a lot from doing it. Have you listed clothes on eBay? If so, what's your return policy and for how many days? And do they pay shipping for returns? Okay. Clothes. I have just started listing clothes on eBay and on Poshmark. I've actually got like 3 items listed on Poshmark right now. I got to get some more listed. I've got a whole bunch of clothes as we go through them. Some of them are going on eBay and some of them are going on Poshmark. As far as what's my return policy, yes, I am doing returns on the clothes. Most of my stuff, I don't do returns, but my clothes I do because a lot of people don't understand sizes or they buy the wrong sizes. eBay is going to let them return them regardless. As far as do they pay shipping for the returns, I haven't. I'm testing it both ways. Some of the stuff I have it listed with the buyer pays the return shipping, and some of it I have free return shipping, where I will cover the cost of return shipping. Um, I'm testing it to see which works better. Like you said, I'm new. One of the things I learned a long time ago in other businesses I've worked on is always test things yourself, especially when you're doing something new. Test it for yourself. Don't go by what somebody else said on what to do. Listen to what other people did to do, take their advice, but always test things for yourself. And that's what I'm doing with the return shipping, with the listing, and with, do I list it on Facebook? Do I list it on Poshmark? I've actually got Macari. I just haven't listed anything there yet. I'm going to be testing some stuff on Macari as well. I'm testing the different platforms. I'm testing the different systems. I'm testing which policies are the best way to go. So, some of them I have return shipping. Like right now I have one, it's a Presidio leather jacket, and I think I have that one set for free return shipping. I have another one that's unlimited leather, unlimited jacket. I think I have that one set with buyer pays return shipping. But everything that's clothing, I do have return in there. Just because with clothing, they are going to get returns, and eBay's going to let them return them whether you have it in your policy or not. Stuff like that, eBay will side with the buyer. Yeah, junk eliminator. That happens out in the country. When I lived out in East Texas, it was that way. You couldn't do return or yard sales very well. Where we're at, I don't know how well a yard sale is going to be where we're at, because we're off the main roads. We're kind of in the back, in the middle of town. But we're going to test it. We haven't had a yard sale here yet, so we're going to test it. I've had some yard sales in the past in other places I've lived that did really well. And I've had some yard sales that, a lot of work, and I made like $50. So we'll see how it works out. But I'm going to put out a bunch of stuff. It's all going to be storage unit stuff. But it's all stuff that I would be putting out at the flea market. So checking to see if I've missed any more questions. Yeah, Pilfer. I know a lot of people that don't mess with clothes. I know George and Jeremy don't mess with clothes, unless they're things like rare T-shirts or like concert T-shirts or something like that. Something that's gonna go for high dollar. They don't mess with clothes very much. They donate 90% of the clothes that they get in. I'm gonna donate a bunch of the clothes. I'm going through the clothes, and I'm very, very, very meticulous and particular about the clothes that I try to sell. Most of the clothes that I'm doing are things that are collectible, things that are going to be higher ticket items. If it's less than $20, it's not worth my time. I'll either put it out at the flea market and sell it that way, or I'll donate them. Yeah, I get what you're saying on the returns. Again, clothing is a very, very, very small portion of what I'm listing. So I don't think I'm going to go into debt over the returns. But you do have to be aware that that is possible. And just one of the things that you want to do, I talk about, we had some money set aside for emergencies. I also I'm setting aside, as we build up the business, I'm setting aside an emergency fund for the business. And that's part of what that's going to help cover is, I will have funds set aside that's at least a couple $1,000s that's set aside that is for those returns, for paying my expenses if I have a short month, to be able to cover all that stuff so that I can keep my business going and I won't go out of business because of a few bad things that come up. I definitely don't encourage that in any way. Uh, but I would recommend putting aside an emergency savings fund. And once you kind of get your business going and you kind of know what your monthly expenses are, I recommend setting aside 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses for the business, aside as the business emergency fund in your business account, in a business savings account. With my bank account, I have a credit union. I have a checking account for the business and I have a savings account for the business. And that savings account is my emergency fund. And it's going to be 3 to 6 months. Right now, it's not because I'm building it up, but it's going to be 3 to 6 months worth of my business expenses saved in that emergency fund if I have some shortfalls come through my way. Also, you want to look at there's a lot of business stuff and legal stuff to it too. That depends on where you live. I'm looking at getting some liability insurance because doing storage units, there's a lot of liabilities. If you damage that unit, you could be liable to the storage facility. If you're hauling a haul from a unit to your storage, you have a car accident, your business could be liable. They could sue your business for liability for that. So you want to have some umbrella liability insurance in place as well. But that's getting into some of the business side of things that I don't see a lot of people talking about, but it's an important part of the business if you want to run your business the right way. Danny May, you'll never master eBay because the second you think you have it mastered, they will change the rules and you have to relearn the whole system. That's one of the things. I mean, they've made changes. I've only been on eBay for a few months and they've changed their system like 5 times that I know of since I started. So as soon as you think you mastered it, they change it and you got to start learning it all over again. So, I'm already starting to branch out. Like I said, I got some stuff on OfferUp. A few items. It's bigger stuff. I'm kind of using OfferUp like I've been using Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace has been up and down. I've had some stuff that I've posted on Facebook Marketplace gone. Here's the thing. I found that if I post it on Facebook Marketplace and it goes within the first day or two, it's a great deal. But if it goes more than 2 or 3 days on Facebook Marketplace, forget it. It's not going to go on Facebook Marketplace. Take it down because once it goes past the first 2 or 3 days, nobody even sees it. Nobody's going to respond to it. That's been my experience so far anyway. OfferUp, I don't know. I posted some stuff on OfferUp yesterday. I haven't gotten any offers off of any of it yet. We're going to see how that goes. Again, I've posted a couple of items on Poshmark. I'm going to post up about 15 or 20 items on Poshmark and kind of let them ride and see how it works. One of the things I don't like about Poshmark is it's kind of like a social sharing site and you have to involve in, and I'm not sure I have the time to sit there and like other people's stuff and share other people's stuff and doing all that stuff just to get people to like and share my stuff. That's one of the things that I don't like about the way Poshmark is set up. But that and their fees are a lot higher than eBay's. Man, their fees are almost 15-20% of what you make goes straight to Poshmark. Yeah, the flea markets. I have even the bad flea market that I've been to. I've been to the worst one. I actually got the paperwork in the mail. I got all my tax certificates and stuff in the mail a couple weeks ago. But I haven't made it out due to. I was gonna go out this weekend, but we decided to do a garage sale instead. But the thing with the flea markets is if you get the crowd, they're really great. If you don't get a crowd, all you're doing is I sold a lot of stuff. Most of what I sold, honestly, I sold to other resellers and other booth owners there. Um, and a lot of it's because when I'm dealing with storage units, when I'm taking stuff out to the flea market, I'm not out there to make a lot of money. I'm out there to get rid of stuff that I can't sell on eBay and make a little bit of money off of it. So I'm selling stuff, and I was wheeling and dealing, and I was selling stuff dirt cheap. Some of that stuff I probably could have listed on eBay and made more money, but I was just trying to move stuff out the door. It wasn't worth it, for some of this stuff. If it's $5 or $6 or $7 items, anything that's less than $10 items, it's not for me worth my time to list it on eBay. Unless if it's something that I can list like within 2 or 3 minutes and I have multiples of them, maybe. But if it's something that if it's less than a $10 item and it's going to take me, an hour to research it and 20 or 30 minutes to write the listing and taking all the pictures and all that stuff, that's a waste of my time. I'm not quite up to Jeremy's level. Jeremy tries to produce it at least $100 an hour worth of his time. So if he can't make at least $100 an hour with his time, then he's not going to do it. I'm not quite that high up there yet, but I've got to make at least $20 to $30 an hour. So $10 items that takes me an hour and a half to list, I can't do that. If it's a $10 item that takes me 5 minutes to list, which some things I can list that quickly, yeah, I might do it. But the majority of stuff that I sell at the flea market is stuff that I would sell on eBay for $10 or less. I haven't tried Mercari yet, Junk Eliminator. I do have the Mercari app. I have not listed anything there yet. I have not sold anything there yet. That is one of the ones I plan on selling. I've had several people say that Mercari is a really good place to go. So I'm definitely going to be checking them out. Yeah, I use Facebook Marketplace for furniture, beds. I even had some mattresses. This is another thing that you can do, and I've done this a couple of times. When you get some of those dirty, nasty mattresses out of a storage unit that nobody wants and you don't want to pay the dump fee, post it on Facebook Marketplace for free, pick it up, and leave it out in your front yard. I did that. I posted it at 10 o'clock at night. When I got up in the morning, they were gone. Which I don't know what they're like for y'all. When I go to the dump, they charge I think it's $10 or $15 per mattress. So if you've got two beds in a unit, that's, what, 30, that's $60 right there, plus whatever it cost me to dump the rest of my trailer. So I try to cut those dump fees any way I can. I try to sort out the scrap metal. I try to sort out anything that I can sell somewhere else. If I can give it away, I'll give it away. I've got 2 couches right now that would probably go to the dump, except I don't want to pay the dump fees. I've actually got a TV. I don't know if y'all saw it on my video. I've got one of those big box TVs. It's a big screen TV from the 80s. Thing's huge. It took 2 of us to get it in and out of the trailer. I'm breaking the thing into pieces and throwing it in the trash because I don't want to pay the dump fees to take that thing out to our dump. They won't even take it at the dump as is. I have to break it down just to dump it. That's okay because she's Shan. How's your system working, Robin? Oh. Yes, they are heavy and they're not resellable. Nobody wants them. I tried to see if I could even sell it for parts, and nobody would even take it for parts. I was hoping maybe somebody was like, restoring one or something and would want the parts for it. Um, well, that's good, Robin. I'm glad it sounds amazing. Ooh, cutie pie. You're a cutie pie. So what's everybody doing for New Year's besides sitting here hanging out with me? Anybody got anything going on? Wow. 10 o'clock. Our flea market's open at 8 or 9. They say they open at 8 for vendors, but if you show up at 7:30, there's no spots available because all the other vendors are already there and set up. I found that out the first time I went. I showed up at like 7:45 in the morning because it says vendors are allowed in at 8 on their website. And so I showed up at 7:45 and I had one of the worst spots in the market and I only made like $30. I mean, it cost me $20 or $15 to set up for my single little booth that I had that weekend. And I barely made that back and a little bit more to pay for my gas because I was in such a horrible spot. I've learned since then. I always show up between 6 and 6:30 and try to set up. And now I take the trailer. So I have to rent 3 booths to set all my stuff up. One booth just to park my truck and trailer. I have another, and I have 2 booths to set up all my stuff. So I have to pay for 3 booths at the flea market whenever I run out there. But because I have so much volume of stuff, I have more potential for sales. Uh, and that's huge out there at the flea market. The more volume you have, the more potential you have to sell stuff, and the more you can pull people in. Some of the units that I bought, like some of the stuff I got a lot of clothes. I could probably sell most of the clothes I have. If I sold all the clothes I have over there in the storage for $1 a piece, well, if I sold half of them for $1 a piece, I could probably make about $2,000 or $3,000. So I take some of the lower end clothes and I'll put those up on clothing racks, which I got out of some of these storage units. Some of these units that I bought during that storage auction run that I did, part of the reason why I bought some of the units I did was the shelving and the clothing racks that they had in them because I wanted those for my business. Going to get a burger. All right, Storage Pilferer. I hope you have a good burger. I had a thing of tamales myself. Jessica's having tamales and pizza with her dad. Y'all have a happy new year. All right. So, some of our goals, we were talking about goals earlier. Some of our other goals that we have, getting our house in order. We're getting also, I plan on hopefully within the next year buying another vehicle and getting a bigger trailer. That's one of my big goals for next year is to get a bigger trailer. This trailer is all right, and we only paid $350 for it. And it's a nice trailer, but I want a bigger trailer. It's only 4.5 foot wide, and because it's got side runners on it, and I want to get a good 6 foot wide trailer and get a box trailer that's fully enclosed because then I can actually store stuff in the trailer as well. I'll probably keep this one though because I like that open top for carrying the big stuff that I don't want to hit the roof on. 3-day-old fried rice. Hey, fried rice is good no matter how long it is. Granny Doe, bring some back for everybody. That's a good. Bag sale. Yeah, I do flea markets here when it's warm and price them as $5 a bag. That's actually something Jessica and I talked about doing ourselves. Is doing a bag for $5. That is exactly one of the things that we had talked about doing. I talked about, I watch Storage Stalker and Pirate and Jack, Locker Nuts. And one of the things that they do is a dollar sale. One of the things that I've been toying with the idea of doing is going out there for a whole weekend and doing a whole weekend of nothing but a dollar sale. Everything's a dollar for the whole weekend, and just take dollar items out there and see how it does, and see if I could flip some of this small, low cost stuff and just get rid of some of the massive amount of junk that I have. Do I have a PO box for fans by chance? No, that is actually one of my goals within the next month is to get that set up. Yeah, a dollar a pop is crazy. For some items, it is. I would also make sure, I'm not taking any of the high dollar stuff. I'm not putting out any of the stuff that I would list on eBay. But some of it, I think of it this way: if I'm going to take it to Goodwill, if it doesn't sell, then if I sell it for $1, that's $1 I didn't have. And that's what I'm talking about. Most of it's stuff that I'm going to probably, if it doesn't sell for $1, I'm taking it to Goodwill just to get rid of it. So, and some of it probably came from Goodwill. I mean, like we got the homeless unit, almost half the stuff in the homeless unit that we just went through, almost half that stuff has Goodwill tags on it. So I'll just be giving it back to Goodwill to go through, sell it again for a second time. If I can't sell it. And there's a lot of it that's not going to sell. There's a lot of it that we're donating to a local homeless shelter. I talked about that in some of my other videos and in some of my other lives. I'm working on making the arrangements with the shelter, as well as I've got to sort through all the clothes, get them washed and ready to go. But I'm going to be taking my full trailer. I'm going to be loading up my full trailer with food and clothes that have all come out of storage units. We threw out all the expired food, so we're only giving them food that's unexpired. But we're taking all the food, clothing, and blankets that we got out of the homeless unit, plus a couple of our other units, and donating it to one of our homeless shelters that helped my family out a lot when my dad was homeless. Yeah, I like to if they're like cheap t-shirts and shorts and stuff, I will leave them in a pile. I'll leave them in totes. But if they're nicer clothes, like dress clothes and stuff, that stuff I'll hang it up and put it on racks. The way I usually do my clothes is if they're dress clothes, they're either like $5 or $7 a piece, or if they're t-shirts and stuff like that, they're like $2 or $3 a piece. If they're, and of course I've sorted through them. So like when I did the homeless unit, I found the Legend of Zelda. I found the Dallas Cowboys t-shirts, stuff like that I think I can resell. I'll be looking them up online. I'll be listing that stuff online. I'm not going to give that stuff away at the flea market. So these are just, stuff that I was going to donate to Goodwill anyway. So if I get $1 or $2 for it, then that's fine. That's one of the other things I found at this flea market that I go to. If I list stuff for $2 or $3, they want to drill me down to 50 cents or $1. I mean, it's ridiculous. They don't want to pay for anything over there. I had a few items that were like $20, $30 items, and they wanted to offer me like $2 for them. And whenever I said, no, this is the price, this is what I'm willing to take for it, they looked at me like I was insane for asking that much. And it's stuff that I could have sold for more on eBay than what I was asking for at the flea market. I know what you're saying, Granny Doe. We don't just do Goodwill. We do Goodwill. We also have a couple of local thrift shops and resale shops that do help some of the local charities out. with their funds. And we do give to the homeless shelter and to other places. Some of the home goods and stuff like plates, cups, stuff like that. We donate to the Ronald McDonald House because we stay at the Ronald McDonald House a lot with Emily whenever we are when she's having surgeries and stuff. So we actually donate a lot of stuff to them as well. So it's not all going to Goodwill. Goodwill is just an easy to roll off the tongue example of donating where we donate stuff to. Wow, they wouldn't hire you. We also donate to the Habitat for Humanity store. We've gotten a lot of stuff from them. So if we have like building stuff or household stuff, we might donate stuff to them as well. That's true, Shirley. Yeah, I don't take the high grade stuff to the low grade flea market. I don't. I haven't been to the higher grade flea markets yet around here. I have to get out to them to kind of see what kind of stuff that they have for sale, so I kind of know what to bring. Um, and I've still got. We sold quite a bit of that Christmas unit that I got. We kept quite a bit of it. We sold a lot of it, but I've still got a lot left to sell. We're probably going to put a bunch of that stuff away for right now because we're getting out of the Christmas season. But I'm looking for places to get out and sell Christmas stuff because I know as I buy more units throughout the year, I'm going to have more Christmas stuff by next year. And I'm hoping to get into some more Christmas fairs and stuff to sell. That's one of the other things to look for, too. If you find collectibles and stuff like that, think about the craft fairs and local not flea markets, but local craft markets and stuff like that. And like these little events that go on, like we have events on our square and they're always looking for vendors. I can take some of the collectibles and that kind of stuff that maybe is some of the nicer stuff that I would list on eBay and I could sell it there. I can ask a higher price. They're basically tourist attractions and they're expecting higher price stuff at those kind of things. So I can go out there. It's just a few blocks away from my house, and I could set up a booth there. I could sell some stuff there, and I might get around the same price as I would get on eBay, but I don't have to mess with shipping it, and I don't have to worry about returns because you're buying it as is. This is it. This is a one-time sale versus eBay where they could return it if they don't like it or whatever. Oh, I have some ice cream here. After I get Emily down, I'll have to go get me some. I got some turtle pecan caramel ice cream in the freezer. So that's what I'm going to have for New Year's, I guess. Thank you, Danny Mae. I think about things like that. I'm always looking for thinking outside the box. Where can I sell this? Like I said, I've got a list of people. This is something I don't know if this happens to everybody that's in this business. I've got people in my family, former coworkers. I mean, even my former boss that had moved away over a year ago, she found out that I had left and what I was doing. And she messaged me and said, "Hey, if you ever come across this stuff, let me know." And so I've got a list that I'm building of, okay, if I find these items, these are who I call. And we're selling stuff out of it. That's part of where so much of this stuff is in our living room. We're selling stuff out of our living room because we're finding stuff in units and we're like, okay, this person's looking for this stuff. Get on the phone, call them up, say, hey, this is what I found. Take some pictures, send it to them, and they'll come by the house and pick it up. Also, because Emily has she's on homebound programs. So she gets all of her schooling, all of her school teachers come to the house to give her her school lessons. Her therapist, they all come to the house. She has a home health care nurse that comes in and stays with her. So these people are coming into our house. Some of them don't even know about, the business we were getting into. But they're coming into our house to give her her care and therapy, and they're leaving with stuff that we got out of storage units because we're selling it to them while they're here. And a lot of that's on Jessica. She's the one that's doing a lot of those sales. because I'm usually either out or I'm in my office or in my kitchen doing listings and stuff where I'm out at the units while they're here during the day. Jessica's usually the one here when all those people are coming by, and she's much better at the sales than I am, and she has yet to make it to the flea market with me. I bet I could sell a couple of $1,000s worth of stuff at the flea market if she went with me. Yeah, you got to realize Goodwill is a 501c, which just means that they can't show a profit at the end of the year. It doesn't mean that they really do much to help other people. Some people like Goodwill, some people don't. I shop at the Goodwill mainly because we have kind of a lack of other decent thrift shops around. Um, So I know some people have their own opinions about frequenting or using Goodwill, but I also go to. We have a place over here. It's actually uh, a local shop. It's called Upscaled Resale. It's just a few blocks away from our house. Go in there and do some thrifting every once in a while. And the guy that owns that place, we see at the storage auctions, and most of the stuff in his shop is storage auction stuff. He's another storage auction buyer, and his resale shop is how he sells stuff. And I've gone thrifting in his shop for looking for stuff to sell on eBay. Yeah, they throw a lot of stuff out. A lot of those resale shops throw a lot of stuff out though. So yep. And that's one of the things that we have here is, we're kind of new in the town that we're in. We've only been in here for a couple of years. We're still getting to know people in the community. And I spent most of the time that we've lived here working. So I haven't gotten to know people out here in our community that much. As Jessica has a little bit, but she's been stuck at home with Emily and I've been stuck at work. Now that I'm not working full time, I'm getting out in the community more. I'm getting to meet people more. And as we get known in the community and as we meet more people in the community, I found a whole community just right here in our little bitty town of other resellers. I go up to the post office the other day. I had a whole stack of stuff for eBay, and the girl in front of me in line had a whole stack of stuff for eBay. And she's a full-time reseller on eBay. Never heard of her before. She and I met and started chatting a little bit. And now I've found about 6 or 7 other full-time resellers that live right here in our little town. And that's all they do. They do eBay, they do Poshmark, they do other stuff. Yeah, Jessica's definitely a better salesman than I am. I've said it on several of my videos. I'm not that great of a salesman. When I was in school and I had to do sales, I pretty much like gave the little sales flyers to my parents and said, "Here, can you get some people to buy this stuff for me?" I didn't learn how to sell stuff very well. I still struggle, and it's not that I can't do it. I do it, and I do pretty well when I get out there and do it. It's just, I don't know. I've always been kind of shy, and I know it's hard to believe because I'm out here on YouTube and putting myself on camera, but I'm very shy and reserved, and I don't talk a whole lot. I know, hard to believe. I've been talking nonstop for an hour, but I don't talk a whole lot. You can ask Jessica. She'll tell you I don't talk a whole lot. And what did Jeremy say whenever he's not on camera? He's a vanilla grandpa. That's me. I have to bring a different part of my personality. It's not being somebody that I'm not. It's just bring a different part of myself out. Because I do get talkative and I do get to doing stuff whenever I get comfortable with people. And I'm getting more comfortable with the camera. That's why I like doing the lives. It's actually helping me improve my videos as well because it's getting me more comfortable with being on camera and with talking to people is sharing my stories and sharing what I'm doing and what I'm learning. Um, Hi, old school picker. So important point. Resourcing is so important, especially with who you know. I have a family member that redecorates his house all the time, and I get free stuff. Yeah, that's pretty cool. A neighbor passed away whose son is giving away things for free. Resourcing. Yes, absolutely. Getting out and getting to know the resources in your area. That's one of the things that I'm doing is getting to know more people. If I had been in this business 5 years ago, I could have retired. My mom passed away and she was a hoarder and she had a ton of stuff. I mean, her house was so packed. She had stuff that she was my stepmom and she and my dad had been married since 1985. I think 85 or 86. I don't remember. Sometime in there. But she had stuff that was packed and wrapped in storage before I was born in 75. And when we went through her stuff, there was just so much stuff. And I'm just, we gave 90% of her stuff away. And I'm looking at it now that I'm looking at it from a reseller mentality, thinking, how many thousands of dollars I could have made reselling her stuff. And then that money that could have gone to help the rest of the family out and stuff. Um, it was a sad issue with her. There was a lot of things going on. But I could have taken her stuff and resold it, but we didn't. We gave it all away. We gave most of it away. Some of the stuff that we're selling now is some of there was a few boxes and a few things that we took and put it in our storage, and that's actually some of the stuff that we're selling now. I've showed us some of it off in some of the videos. Some of it stuff that I gave back to my dad because I thought he might like it. Yeah, I actually have some watches out for freebies and curb alerts on some of the different marketplaces. With son. Oh. How's Jesse doing, Jessica? Is he being a fussy butt? Whew. Man. Wow, it's already 10:15. All right. Um so um any more questions? Sherney. Oh yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, sometimes it is, but sometimes those curb alerts, Sherney, can be a lot of stuff. Sometimes they're throwing out really good stuff, especially if you get some of the ritzier neighborhoods. I've seen some stuff that people are just throwing out that you turn around and flip it on eBay for 40 or 50 bucks because they're throwing around away really, really nice stuff. It's crazy. So but you gotta know the neighborhoods and know where the stuff is being left too. Who was it? Alex, Fat Man the Flipper. That's kind of how he started his whole business, was just picking up stuff that people left on the curb and on the trash. He started his whole business that way. And now he does more other stuff, and he does but he still does trash hauls and trash pickups and stuff. But he also does garage sales and thrifting and retail arbitrage and other things as well. But that's how he started. If you haven't followed Fat Man the Flipper, y'all can check out his channel. James, can you link to Fat Man the Flipper down there? He's one of the ones that kind of helped me boost my channel. He's the one that got me connected with Grimes Finds. But back when he first started, he picked up, I think it was a fish tank or an aquarium that he picked up on the side of the road and put it up on an offer up and flipped it. And that's how he started his whole business. Dumpster diving, yeah. Did you see Grimes's dumpster dive video the other day? That was crazy. Who goes dumpster diving and finds a safe? Only Grimes. I haven't done dumpster diving. I know a lot of people that have talked about dumpster diving. I've even got one of our nurses that said that she does dumpster diving, or her sister does dumpster diving, something like that. I've never been dumpster diving yet, so but I had never been thrifting before too long, and now I'm doing it quite regularly. So, we may do some dumpster diving later on too. You got your mom dumpster diving? What kind of stuff do you find dumpster diving, Junk Eliminator? Because I haven't really done any dumpster diving. What kind of stuff do you find? Yeah, Grimes is the only one I've ever seen find a safe going dumpster diving. What's your high for units? Buying, unboxing, and selling? The highest I've ever paid for a unit, if you go back and check my videos, you'll see the one that says, "What was I thinking?" The worst unit I've ever bought, and I paid $300 for that unit. That's the most I've ever paid for a unit, and it's the absolute worst unit I've ever bought. It's the only unit that I've bought that was over $100. Every other unit, most of my units have been between $10 and $100. Selling, the most I've ever made from a unit, it's hard to say because honestly, this is the thing. I don't sell things by the unit. Once I buy it, it goes into my storage and it's all mixed up. So once it's all in there and it's all mixed up, there's a few items here and there that I could say, okay, this is what unit it came from. But most of the stuff, especially like the clothes, all the clothes are all in one big pile. And I couldn't tell you that particular clothing came from the homeless unit or did it come from my Crystal Treasures unit. Honestly, I don't know. Once it's all in there, it's all mixed up and it just goes out the door. I will say, based on the individual items that I've sold, I have not lost money on a unit except for the What Was I Thinking unit. And I still haven't sold half the stuff out of the What Was I Thinking unit. So I will probably at least break even on that unit, but I'm probably not going to make any money. And I spent hours. I spent at least 2 weeks after I bought that unit just going through all the paperwork. There was tons. 90% of that unit was bills and paperwork. I bought it mainly because it was full of totes. The totes were neatly stacked. And I was like, hey, I need totes for my business. It was worth probably a couple $100 just for the totes that I got. But resale value, there wasn't really much resellables in the unit. It was mostly bills and paperwork. I got 2 CPAP machines, which I can't sell. I did find some collectibles. I found some glassware and some dishes. I did get a George Foreman grill out of there. I got some computer stuff out of there. So, that stuff will at least break even. But I'm probably not going to really make much money off of that. That's probably the worst unit I've ever bought. Highest unit I've bought, honestly, I haven't sold everything yet, but just off of the top of looking at the stuff that I found and evaluating what I've gotten out of the unit that I can sell, honestly, the $100 unit that I got at the designer clothing unit that I got out of the public storage auction run, I'm expecting, as I sell all those designer bags, all those clothes, all that stuff, that's the stuff that I'm working on listing right now, is a lot of that stuff. Once all that stuff sells, I expect to make at least $1,000 to $2,000 off of that unit, because there was a ton of high priced items in that unit. But it's just taking me time to get it all listed. That's what I'm working on listing. I've already made my money back on the unit. I sold all the computer parts, all those computer drives, and the tablets I've got listed now. But the computer drives I found in that unit, all sold. Those sold for what, $60. And I paid $100 for the unit. So I sold the drives already. I already sold a couple of the bags. And let's see, what else did I sell? I sold something else out of that unit. There was a bunch of memory cards and stuff in there. I sold those already. And there were some tools and stuff in there that I sold already. I've already made my money back on that unit. In fact, I've almost made my money back. I only spent, when we went to the storage auction run, I bought 5 units. I only spent $220 for all the units that I bought that day. And I've already made my money back on all of them. Between the cash that we found in the units and the stuff that I've sold out of those units, I've already made my money back. So I'm already in the profit. The only unit that I have bought to date that I have not at least made my money back on is that $300 unit. What were you asking, Danny Mae? I don't know. I thought I was answering what you asked. I got a lot of hold on a minute. That is my email, Granny Doe. I'm sorry. I was so busy talking, I wasn't following the chat. That is my email that people can email me at, storagescavenger@gmail.com. It's also in the description on every one of my videos. What your excitement was about a unit buying and boxing? Oh, my excitement is about unboxing them. I'm in it for the treasure hunt. The selling it, yeah, I enjoy the buying. I enjoy the selling or the unboxing and the adventure of finding stuff. The selling is something I have to do to pay the bills so that I can continue going out and buying more units. Sorry, I went off way off topic on what you were asking. That's what I got to. Sorry. Drills and batteries. Oh, I've got some drills and batteries that I found in units too. I got some DeWalt drills and batteries out of the Crystal Treasures unit. Sold those within about 5 minutes at the flea market and got more than I was asking for. So I was happy. Good information. Well, I'm glad I gave some good information. I try to share my experiences to the best of my abilities. Again, I'm not Justin Grimes. I'm not Jeremy Hales. I don't go out and find a safe in every unit. I don't find thousands of dollars worth of jewelry in every unit. But I like to show that, just because you're not finding all that stuff doesn't mean it can't be profitable. Even these cheaper units, I want to buy better units than what I've been buying. At the same time, I've been able to show you and I've been able to show other people that you can run a profitable business on these cheaper units. And you can buy smaller units. I've been going through some big units lately. These last few units that I went through were some of the biggest units that I bought. My first few units, 5x10s, 5x5s and 5x10s. My very first unit was a 5x5. It took us about 15 minutes to clean it out. That was before we were doing video. And it took us maybe 15 minutes to clean the unit out. So you don't have a whole lot of time investment. I had that first unit. We kept the couch. We bought, what was it? One of the totes that had right on top a pair of Nike Jordans. I sold them for $30. I had another pair of tennis shoes in there. It was another lower end pair of Nikes. I sold them for $15. There was a speaker in there that was a really nice speaker. I sold it for $25 on Facebook Marketplace. And I sold it within like 6 hours of listing it. And so, yeah, it's like Christmas every day. I find a lot of stuff. But I look for those quick flips, those easy. And I've also been, I learned a lot from Storage Auction Pirate. There's a lot of things I don't like about how he runs his business long term. But I do like his hustle, grind, rewind philosophy, at least in the short term. And that's kind of the way I'm running my business right now. I'm not trying to maximize every dollar out of this stuff I can. Like, I showed the video games that I found the other day. I'd show them to you right now, but I kind of got my hands full. I got them up right now. Let me see if I can get these. Oh, I got them right here. Flat rate mailing boxes, so I already know what the shipping is. Lots of video games. I've got these listed on eBay right now as lots. I've got 3 of them right now put up on a 7-day auction. 2 of the lots already have bids on them, so I know they're gonna sell. I'm just trying to move stuff out the door. I'm wadding stuff up. And part of the reason why I'm reaching out to other resellers is because 90% of what I'm selling right now is going to be to other resellers, because I'm selling lots of stuff just to move it out the door and make room so I can go get some better units. And that's what I'm going to be doing with some of these other stuff. As I sort through all that mess I have in my storage, I've got to move stuff out of my way so I can go buy better units. In order to do that, I've got to massively sell stuff. I've got some jewelry. I sold a few pieces of the jewelry out of the jewelry locker on my eBay auctions that I did right after Thanksgiving. But honestly, I haven't been moving very much of it. I'm not, but I don't know jewelry very well. And in fact, one of the things I've thought about is reaching out to Donatella. I've been going to some of her auctions and some of her lives, and Donatella and T, and seeing about getting on some of their auctions and maybe doing some lots on theirs as well, and get branching away from eBay for selling stuff. Because when we're doing storage units, I'm working in mass quantities of stuff, and I want to move it out the door so I can get some more stuff in. Because I really want to get back to doing more storage unit videos, but I've got to move stuff out the door so I can do that. Hi, Jennifer. So that's one of the things I'm working on. Like I said, I'm going to be talking to, I'm trying to reach out to Donatella and seeing about getting in on some of her auctions and seeing about maybe doing some lots with her. I'm doing some lots on eBay right now. And I've got 4 lots of jewelry right now ready to list. I just haven't listed it yet. And it's all costume jewelry. I will say, all my jewelry lots, I've already picked through it and pulled out all the gold and silver. I've got all that stuff set aside. Once I build up enough, I'm going to take that stuff in. So this is pure costume jewelry. I mean, I even went through the earrings, and I think I showed this on one of my videos. I went through the earrings because I found earrings that were costume jewelry earrings with sterling silver backs on them. So I pulled those sterling silver backs on them, replaced them with cheap backs, and put them in my lots to get rid of. So, I'm not looking for much. It wasn't all expensive. Some of it's nice jewelry, but it's not the super nice jewelry. It's not probably stuff that's going to sell for hundreds of dollars. But some of it still, I mean, there's probably 200 or 300 pieces in a 1 pound bag. And you could probably sell most of those pieces for $5, $10, $15 a piece. So that's what we're looking at doing. I'm doing some lots of some of these pieces of jewelry and getting them out the door. I'm going to be doing lots of the video games. I'm going to be doing lots of some of the bags. Some of the clothes I'm going to try to sell individually, but some of it I'm just going to do it in lots. The Hot Wheels that I found, I've got the Hot Wheels that I found listed right now as a lot, and I'm trying to get those moved out. So that's kind of the approach I'm doing. Again, it's kind of the hustle, grind, and rewind strategy I learned from Pirate, which is just try to move it out the door so you can get more stuff in. Not necessarily trying to maximize every penny you can out of it. It's just trying to make some money, pay some bills, and keep moving forward. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. So, ooh, you stink. Are you talking to everybody? Don't eat too much tomorrow. Good night, Junk Eliminator. Yeah, thank you, Granny Doe. That's what I'm just trying to find ways to sell stuff, to move stuff. I've been reaching out to other resellers, hanging out. I don't just hang out on the storage auction sites and storage auction reseller sites or channels. I've been hanging out on other reseller channels and reaching out to other resellers because I have so much. That's the thing when you're doing storage auctions, you're dealing in bulk quantities of stuff, especially when you start doing 10 by 20s, 10 by 30s. I mean, I've got 2 10 by 30s right now that are almost both. One of them's completely packed. The other one's about 3/4 packed. And I've got to move that stuff out the door. And I can't sit here and spend 6 months piecing that stuff out. It's not going to work. And, y'all don't want to watch me spend 6 months cleaning that unit out. I've got to move stuff out so I can get out there and do more storage unit videos. I've got to be able to get more storage unit videos, but I've got to make some room to do that. So, I'm thinking about what's going to be better for my subscribers, seeing me, lot this stuff up and move it out the door so I can make more room, or just, seeing it, watching me sort through stuff I've already been through for the next 6 months. I want to get out there and start buying some more units. I've been talking to Life After, who we met when we went up to Justin Grimes. Jason lives on the north end of Austin. We're on the south end of Austin. And he and I have been talking about going together and maybe doing some storage units and looking at some stuff. But I got to make some room to do that. There's a few other people. Uniquely Me, she lives here in Cedar Park, which is on the north end of Austin. So sorry, I'm getting a text message from somebody. I'm answering your text, dear. So ooh, that's nice, Danny May. Wow, 1970 Dixie Hot Wheels Challenger. That's cool. I'm not big into Hot Wheels. The main reason I know anything about the Hot Wheels I have is because I've been researching them, trying to sell them. And again, I've got so much stuff to go through. We actually gave some of them away for Christmas presents. That was one of the other great things about doing the storage auctions. Jessica's didn't. I actually went to the store and I bought brand new stuff for Jessica. But most of the rest of the family got storage auctions or storage stuff for Christmas. And everybody was appreciative. My mother-in-law, she got some stuff that came out of storage units both for Christmas, and today was her birthday. Or not my mother, my stepmother, my dad's third wife or fourth wife. Yeah, my dad's fourth wife. Today was her birthday, and so we gave her a birthday present. It actually came out of a storage unit, but we thought it was something that was fitting. It was something that was in her collectability, and spoke to her likes and interests. So, and we try to do that. We try to find stuff. Some of our nephews got stuff at to answer your question, Jessica. I already did part of it. The rest of it, they're gonna have to watch tomorrow's video. I'll go back over it again in a minute. The part that I shared. So where was I? Some of my nephews, we got them some Nerf guns. We got those at a garage sale. Actually, our next door neighbor had a garage sale. Jessica picked those up for like $5. And they were the big, huge ones. The repeaters. I said, Jessica. Golly. I give you credit. I said you did it. But a lot of our stuff that we gave away for Christmas, we did a white elephant, and all the gifts that we put in the white elephant for Christmas, because we have so many people as our family is growing. We got Jessica, her nephew, or her sister's kids are older and starting to have kids, and her dad. So the family is growing, and it's just getting too much for everybody to buy presents for everybody. So we did a white elephant, and all the gifts that we put into the white elephant was all storage unit stuff. And everybody thought it was cool stuff. Everybody was like, oh, that's really nice. It wasn't like, oh, I can't believe you gave us something cheap out of a storage unit, because we didn't give away cheap stuff. It was all good stuff that I could have resold. We didn't give away stuff that we would have thrown in a Goodwill pile if we hadn't given it away. We gave away stuff that we could have sold if we hadn't given away, but we still found some good stuff. So for those of y'all that came in late, I don't know, a few of y'all came in after we did. We did have this. So we went to the grocery store earlier. We found some cool stuff. Some of it y'all got to see tomorrow's video. I recorded part of it while we were at the store. I've already been working on tomorrow's video, but we found these little glitter unicorn horns. I got these for $3. They're selling $10 to $15 on eBay. I've already got them listed. I got a few other things already listed on eBay. I saw those, and those of you that follow Grimes Finds know he has this running joke about unicorn horns, and I thought of him when I saw those, so I had to buy them. So I got several of those that I picked up. I storage shop every time I buy it. Yep, we do. We have upgraded our lifestyle several times going through storage units. We have bought new clothes. We've gotten stuff. We've got new diaper bags for the kids out of storage units. Yep, we get a lot of stuff, and we still get some of the household stuff, and we still have to buy some of it, but like dish soap, laundry soap, all that stuff, we keep that kind of stuff out of storage units. We're not gonna have to buy shampoo for at least a year because I've got like 25 bottles of shampoo. I found some more just the other day, brand new bottles, hadn't even been opened yet. I'm probably gonna try to resell some of that stuff because we're starting to collect so much of it. Like I said, we don't have to buy shampoo for at least a year with our storage unit finds. Now, we haven't found the mega toilet paper finds yet, but we have found a few rolls here and there. We found plasticware, like plastic forks and knives, brand new sealed package of plastic forks and knives that we picked up out of the homeless unit. Put those in the kitchen. We got those in there for whenever we have company over and stuff, so we don't have to wash so many dishes. This is not the droid you're looking for. Yeah, Jennifer, the white elephant is where the first person picks a present. You put all the presents in a pile. The first person picks a present. They open it, show everybody what they have. Then the second person gets to either steal the first person's present or they pick a new present from the pile. They open it, and then it goes down the line. And then when you get down to the very end, because the first person had to pick out of the pile, they can either keep the present that they got first, or if they saw somebody else had something that they wanted, they can go and swap presents with them. And that's kind of what we've started doing with our family because it's gotten to where there's like 15, 20 people. And, it's just hard for everybody to buy presents for everybody when you start getting 15 or 20 people together every year for Christmas. So we just do a white elephant. Everybody puts a present in. For us, since we got, 3 kids plus ourselves, so we put 4 or 5 presents into the white elephant. And most of those come from storage units. One of the things we didn't really think about this year that we're going to do next year is the other thing that we do is we'll do the white elephant. What we did this year is everybody drew names for who they're going to give Christmas present to next year. So we're going to still do the white elephant, but then everybody's going to buy one present for one individual person for next year. So we already know who we're buying for. We did it at the end of the night so that we already know. So can we start Christmas shopping now? I mean, by the time everybody talks about, it's Thanksgiving time, it's time to start Christmas shopping. I'm done Christmas shopping by Thanksgiving most of the time. I start Christmas shopping in January. So, Christmas is just over. It's time to start buying Christmas for next year. Start saving money for Christmas for next year. And for me, as I'm doing my storage units, start hunting for Christmas presents for next year. Yeah, if you're number one, see, that's what I got this year. I was number one. And of course, I go and I pick a present. I got a really nice box and I opened up, and it was some kind of fancy lady's perfume. I was like, yeah, this is what I need because I don't ever wear perfume or cologne or anything like that. So Jessica stole it from me. So then I wound up with a water bottle. And I wound up keeping that one. It was like a little infusion water bottle thing. And I think we gave it away to one of our nurses for Christmas. So, and Emily got lots of toys. Jessica got toys. They both got lots of clothes. So we had a pretty decent Christmas. The worst part about Christmas, Jessica got sick. Both kids got sick. I got sick. So put a damper on Christmas because everybody was sick. But anyway, I hope everybody's having a great New Year's. I can see the chats dropping down. I'm actually been on for almost 2 hours, and I gotta go put this little one to sleep. So I hope everybody has a great New Year's. I'm glad we've gotten to chat. I was supposed to be on for an hour, and it's been almost 2 hours because the time just seems to fly when I start talking. I enjoy this. Change. Change what? Jessica, you said change, but I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about changing. You're talking in single words, and I'm not reading your mind. So, anyway, so anyway, I hope everybody has a happy New Year. Y'all all be safe and have a great time. I'm gonna go put this little one to bed. Y'all have a great night and happy New Year's. We will see y'all next year. Don't forget, we will be doing our next premiere on Thursday night. We do premieres every Monday and Thursday night at 9 p.m. We go live every Tuesday at 9 p.m., usually for an hour. The last couple of weeks, we've gone for a little over that. So I love you guys. Y'all have a great New Year. James, be safe. Thank you so much for keeping our chat moderated and keeping everything flowing nicely and keeping the drama out. We really appreciate your hard work. We'll have to thank Pilfer later since he already left. Everybody that comes and watches our chat, I appreciate you guys for helping us out. Granny Doe, all of you, Jennifer Hayes, Old School Picker, thank you all for coming. Robin, thank you all for staying. Y'all have a great night. So I love you guys. We will see y'all next week here on the Storage Scavenger. Have a great night.